nevertheless, man, I'm picking Tim Hardaway Jr. to make the All-Star team this year. I'm
Oh my
going
God!
I'm going out on the limb. Hot take.
That's hot.
This ain't sensational media. I'm being 100% honest with you guys. I think Timmy, he's listening to the doubters. I think he's been in the gym heavy. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about D Wade's kid crossing him up. That was just an aberration. He let him do that. Timmy,
hand down, man down.
Hand down, man down. I'm picking Timmy to have a bounce back year, man. He's gonna be the MVP of this 30-win team, and I think if he can get some more consistency behind the arc, I think Fizdale's gonna rein him in. He's gonna tell him, watch your shot selection, especially. And I think he's got to up it. I mean, that 30% beyond the arc, that was abysmal last year. And I think Timmy's going to up that three-point percentage. And like I said, I think he's going to have a good year. JB, what do you think about Timmy this year?
Yeah, no, I'm excited from what we get with him. I mean, to me, I'm never worried that he's going to put in the work. I mean, all these guys, again, I mean, it's easy for any of us, right, to sit here and say, a guy's not giving it all. I think, they are professionals. I think most of them are, especially in this era of social media where you have accounts like mine, where if you're being lazy, you're suddenly going viral with a video.
Quickly.
I think that's actually in a weird way helped the game because, House of Highlights, these guys are all checking that after the game. They don't want to get on there. But
true.
Back to Hardaway, I'm excited to see what we get from him. I think last year he just got into a funk. I mean, if you remember when he got injured, a lot of people were looking at his return date as the big date that the team would take off again because KP had those 3 great weeks. Hardaway got hurt, and then it's like, if they're doubling down on KP in the post, he is forcing things. He wasn't kicking it out. And the thought is, if Hardaway's back, he can kick it out to him, right? And I think he just, with the injury and that funky hit in the middle of the year with shooting, which happens to all shooters, it just kind of spiraled on him. But I'm excited to see what he does this year.
Yeah, I think he wanted it too much, man. I think he wanted it too much.
Does. Yeah. He wears his heart on his sleeve for sure. You could tell. He wears his heart on his sleeve. It's just a shot selection, man. He just comes off too much like JR, man. Just, throwing off a 1 foot or, turn around, fade away from the top of the arc with 2 seconds into the shot clock. Just that decision making really frustrated me. Yeah.
And you know what, too? I feel like just the fact that Timmy is going to be back to his natural position, not going to be playing in 3 like Hornacek have him, I feel like that in itself is going to help him out tremendously. Guarding all these guys who Middleton size at 3 is not helping. Is not helping him at all. But I'm excited to see what he does this year. This is the year. This is the telling year because I've been shooting Timmy some bail last year. I've been shooting Timmy some bail.
Carlito wants him out of there.
He wants him out of there, but I'm like, if you step back, he did better than he did last year with the Atlanta Hawks. His average is raised up. His defense was, middle of the road, sometimes good. Didn't really close down the shooter too much, but it could be better. But he's shown some growth offensively, and I feel like this year he can actually take the next step. He's gotten used to being a starter. He's used to getting starters minutes, and he's most likely might be fighting to be the man with Knox this season and maybe Trey. And this is the year for him to step up, man. It's a do or die year for Timmy, but he can do it. I'm not sure All-Star. He has all the
going All-Star for Timmy, man.
He has the opportunity to be All-Star.
I can't go All-Star with Timmy. I can't go that far. I think the problem and why his contract was largely derided around the league was Timmy is going to be a guy who, if he's your 4th best player, you're probably doing all right.
Yeah.
And he was paid like a 2nd or a 3rd best player. And he still is going to be paid that much for several more years. What bugged me, and I know a lot of people get on all the threes. I personally, he could take as many threes as he wants. I mean, obviously, you'd like him to shoot a better percentage, but that to me is, I want my starting shooting guard shooting a bunch of threes. My thing that I also want him getting to the line. And I know he only played 50-something games last year, but he took more than 4 free throws in a game just 12 times. You know, if you think about that, I mean, James Harden averages whatever he averages, 8, 9, 10 free throws a game. You know, Westbrook, obviously. You know, Timmy is not the craftsman that Harden is. He's not the athlete that Westbrook is. But there is zero reason why Tim Hardaway Jr. should not be averaging, 6 free throw attempts a game.
Absolutely.
You know, that should be a bare minimum. So I just has no business ever being the best guy on the court. And he was the best guy on the floor for the Knicks for 30 games last year after KP went down. And you know, even the first before he got hurt. And I was one of those people when he went down, I was like, God damn. I think they would have been in serious playoff contention right up until the moment that KP went down if Hardaway never got hurt. They were something was working about that group of guys. You could just sense that it was and I know they played a lot of home games. I think they would have been in a very different spot if he had never gotten hurt. But
yeah, there was in a groove, man.
There
was
a
nice little groove before he went down.
You know, it's just it's not fair to him. It's not fair to anybody for him to ever be the best guy on the floor. And the reason why a lot of people or some people are picking the Knicks to be the worst team in the league this year is because he's going to probably be their best player
for a long time,
for the first, however many games, 50 games, 60 games.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I was with you too until the 3-point shooting part. I was like, I don't know about that. But I agree with everything else you just said. Only because, too, I feel like he found his groove in Atlanta when he started to shoot less threes, too. And
then get to the basket more.
Yeah.
Get to the line.
Like, I think he had something serious, like 50% going to the basket, something high like that. So I feel like that's working for you. Shoot the threes, but scale it down like, 10%.
That's fair.
Now, the other two on the shooting guard depth chart we have here was Damian Dotson and Alonzo Trier. So Dotson was the second-round pickup last year out of Houston by way of Oregon. Had a couple bright spots. He was in the G League for the most part last year. A couple bright spots. Finished, I think he had a 30-point game later in the year last year. Showed some flashes. Didn't have a great summer league, and some Knicks fans are ready to toss him off the team. But we'll rein them in a little bit. And then we got Trier, who we got on a 2-year deal. Came in the summer league. He was very aggressive. He saw some decent things. I mean, his social media tag is ISO Zoe, so he's shooting. He's shooting it.
Shoot that rock
by any means necessary. But could these guys be competing potentially for one spot going forward? After this season, what do you guys think about Dotson and Trier? Macri, I'll start with you on this one.
I won't go too long on Dotson just because we don't know really still what he could be. Right. I mean, summer league wasn't great, but then again, I don't think he was trying to stand out in summer league. Mm-hmm. I think he was comfortable trying to play his role.
Yeah.
I want to see him get 25 minutes a night, 25 minutes a night. And that's why, I think the biggest reason why I personally would like to see Lee get dealt is I want to see those minutes open up for Dotson. And I don't think Dotson's going to be able to see that much time if Lee is on the team. I just, he's a guy that you have under cost control for 3 more years. Mm-hmm. And theoretically, he is a perfect modern wing. But we don't know if he actually is. It's just in theory at this point because he never played last year. And of all the gripes that I have against Hornacek last year, him not playing Dotson is by far the number one. And I don't want to go talk about Jeff because there's no reason to. Yeah. But I don't understand for the life of me why he did not get more time because he was a 4-year college player. It's not like you're throwing in a guy who's, a 20-year-old. So I want to see him get on the court. I'm excited. I think I think they may still have something legit in Dotson.
Man.
Jay Ellis, you were a Dotson guy, man. What do you think about him this year? His prospects.
First and foremost, he follows me on Instagram, so I'll never say anything bad about him ever. All right?
He's a friend of the program. He's a friend of the program. He's a friend of the program, no doubt.
But all seriousness though, before we even signed Timmy, I was really excited about Dotson because I just liked his potential. I liked his defensive potential.
Yeah.
A. B. I like that he's like a rebounding two guard. And there was some certain games in the summer league last season where he had like 9 rebounds, and even this season he flashed those rebounds.
He had 10 rebounds in the game. He scored 30 points or 11 rebounds in that game. Yeah,
exactly. So I just like the idea of having a potential 3-and-D guy can also give you rebounds on the squad. That intrigued me to no end. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. I love Courtney, but Courtney got to go, man. Come on, so man, D-Doc gets some minutes. He has to. You can't just have 30-10 sitting on the bench. You only getting 10 minutes a game. So that has to go. I'm hoping that happens before training camp and you get to see my guy Dot spread his wings. I know some guys were getting on him in summer league because he wasn't really flame throwing. But I even like that he seems like he's growing as like a leader amongst the young kids. He seems like he was given I called him Martin Luther Dot when he was on the sidelines. They showed like him like giving an inspirational speech, trying to rile the troops. Play some defense. But I like it, man. I feel like he's gonna have a good year. I feel like Fizz is gonna give him that confidence, the confidence that Jeff really didn't, because he kind of had all the rookies on a short leash last year. And I think he's gonna have a good year if he's given the minutes.
See, JB, weigh in here.
Yeah, no, and I think the guy I compare him to in terms of his role in the roster is Ron Baker. So if Ron Baker was a Hornacek guy because he kind of, I guess, made him think of the way he was, right, in terms of working hard. Obviously, he doesn't have the same skills. I could see Fizdale looking the same way with Dotson, where it's like, here's a guy who's going to bring energy every single second. The team can be down 25 points, and Dotson's still out there bringing energy. And then, I won't repeat all the other reasons you guys said in terms of why we like him. I guess I'll pivot a little bit toward, when we talk about, where do these guys fit on the two, as a two, I think we our next discussion about the point, kind of answers our question here. We know Hardaway Jr. is going to get a lion's share of minutes, but those extra 15 minutes behind him, that, I'm not sure if it's so easy as just saying, it comes down to, if it's going to be Dotson or not. I think it's a lot of, when they want to play 2-point cards.
Frank, could be 2 points.
Moody.
Yeah.
My bad. Did I say a curse word? My bad.
All right, so look, before we get into the points, man, if you guys watching in the chat, let us know what you guys think about the shooting guard rotation. Hardaway, Trier, Dotson. Leave a comment in the chat. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you guys think about it, man.